Pode começar.
Boa noite. Boa noite. Eu sou Luísa, Mahin, sou de Cachoeira, Bahia, Brasil, e estamos aqui agora começando uma roda, né, de conversa com 3 mulheres de Cachoeira, que vamos falar sobre irmandade, resistência e resiliência. Eu queria começar agradecendo pela oportunidade, né, desse momento, dessa troca, nesse festival tão interessante, né, tão relevante, né, para nós, povo negro, ou interessados, né, na pauta, né, nas reflexões relacionadas à questão negra, né, e da consciência negra na América Latina e no Caribe, né. Imagino que seja um festival direcionado para esse público, ou internacional, mundial, não sei qual a abrangência, quais as pessoas de que
national in the international sense. But if you're here, you're interested in this topic, you're connected to this topic in a way, and you know that it's relevant to all of us. And this demands of us resistance and strength. So I'd like to thank the festival and in the name of Anderson Gonçalves, Brazilian that is from here, from Cachoeira, that connected us with the professor, Sean. And I would like to ask for permission for our elders and to thank for being here and being the ones to speak in regards to this resistance and our fights. The theme that we chose when we're invited, we were invited as part of Cachoeira, Brazil, and the Reconcavo da Bahia. And I was thinking that the importance of us speaking of us women as protagonists of a process of resilience, of fights, and it was women who were the protagonists of many sisterhoods, of many brotherhoods, and the process throughout the process that we lived from the migration of from the continents to here. And these brotherhoods were necessary throughout this whole process. And this was resignified and it was changed, and the changes are daily, and we need to be here fighting daily and to overcome these obstacles. And women have always been in the front as protagonists with the brotherhoods in the terreiros, the candomblé worship houses. And this is evident when you're talking about candomblé in Bahia, cultural manifestations of samba de roda, and cultural movements. So speaking about resistance, speaking about resilience, speaking about overcoming, is also talking about the strength of women in this place. So here we are, women descendant of this work, organizers of social projects and trying to repair this social situation that we still live until today. And we're here to share our ideas, share our experiences as protagonists today in the contemporaneity of resilience and resistance and overcoming. We're here with Manuela and Ndembu Tadao. And Manuela is the granddaughter of Freitas. That is a lady of 94-year-old and is one of the oldest circles of Samba de Roda. Is a samba artist. She's an artist. She's a matriarchal woman and member of the Irmandade de Boa Morte. And she has an important trajectory for the history of Black people. And she's part of this legacy that is here to share and to strengthen the movement of resistance. She's going to talk about to be how it is to be part of this. That it's not only important to fight against adversity, but to show that this is urgent and this is necessary. In various situations, for example, that people try to delegitimize our our fights, we still need to show that we're able to, and it is necessary to do what we do. Ndembu is also a descendant of a family, Magnum, that has a religious legacy, Jeje in Bahia. She's a person who, while really young, she has huge knowledge in this topic, and she surprises so much, especially because of her age. She has a long history in in this resistance um, and a long path in this path of resistance. And we wanted to do a collective opening and wanted to know if we are able to do this now. I would like to ask for permission for all Yabas, for all the mothers of the water, of the fertility. Um, we are here to ask for a blessing, and I'm going to see if we're able to do that now. Are you able to hear me?
Let's go.
I wanted to say that Annie is a singer. She's part of Samba de Roda. So she's a singer. She's an Nago woman and work a lot of work in the Afro-Barroca music. So we're going to ask for the blessing of Yabaz and sing. Do you want to speak, sisters? Good night, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with Mahin, with Manuela, to ask for a blessing of our ancestors, Benção Annie, Benção Luísa. May my mom bless you and guard you. So let's start. I'm so anxious and glad at the same time to be here.
Sujina
Iwa, iwa, e. Sou de Nanã, Iwa. Ewa, ewa, e. Sou de Nanã, Ewa. Ewa, ewa, e. Fui chamado de cordeiro, mas não sou cordeiro, não. Preferia ficar calado que falar em léguas, não. O meu silêncio é uma singela oração, minha santa de fé. Meu cantar vibram as forças que sustentam meu viver. Meu cantar é um apelo que eu faço a Nanaê. Sou de Nanã, Euá, 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 e. 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 E para nos abençoar,
And to bless us, to strengthen us, we are talking about resistance, of sisterhood, brotherhood, of resilience. We're women. I'm going to sing a song here, maybe redundant, in Kimbundo, in an African language, that speaks about strength and resistance of women, of us women. Luísa.
Deixa o fone para você me ouvir.
I'll put the phone so you can hear me.
Tá me ouvindo?
Can you hear me? I'm going to sing.
Moato que de calunga, que de gana camuto e ungana. E mona, moato que de calunga, que de gana camuto e ungana. Mai que gingana, ana bola luvalu, mai que gingana, ana bola luvalu, mai. Muato que de calunga, que gingana camuto e ungana. Mai que gingana, ama vala luvalu, mai que gingana. Ana vala no valu, mãe. É uma emoção imensa estar com vocês duas nessa mesa.
It's huge emotional to be here with you, everyone that's here. You can feel the energy.
de Calunga, que gingana Camutue Ungana. Celebremos e reverenciemos
We celebrate and reverence the mother of water of the Kalungas, of Kalungas that are sweet and Kalungas that are salty. We know ancestrality.
A do pé, irmã. Arrepiou, viu?
A do pé Olorum, Zambiuá Coateça.
Auito. Então, a gente aproveita e já começa contigo, né?
So we can start with you, right? Yeah, let's start. So, good evening. It's a pleasure to be here, to be in this conversation today, this ancestral conversation with Luísa, Mahin, and Manuela. I would like to thank Anderson to make this possible, to make this encounter possible, to get the waters from Reconcavo, from Cachoeira, and to make it end up in the African waters, in the waters of the Caribbean. It's joining the waters. We can feel the energy. We can feel the energy that is emanating. It's a strength that is great here. We can feel our brotherhood, our sisterhood. It's an honor to be in an event that is a large magnitude as such, that shows the expression of Black people with Luísa, Mahin, and Manuela, the waters of our Reconcavo Baiano from Cachoeira, to find themselves with the African waters and the Caribbean waters. I'd like to celebrate the 20th of November is believing that our fight has to go on, is knowing that each and every day we need to talk about Black consciousness. Black consciousness, it's militating for respect, equality, equity, to show value through our voice, to show value through our screen. I'm a graduate of history and University of Reconcavo of Bahia, and I was raised in Cachoeiro, part of the group Jeje Nago, Grupo Barroco Jeje Nago, of Candomblé, from Candomblé nation, from Angolan nation, and like Mahin and like Honey, like everyone, we live in throughout this fight, seeking the best for our cultural manifestations, for our groups, for the communities of Cachoeira. We're always seeking to fight for equality, for dignity. So we're daughters of resilience. We walk through the path of our ancestors, and to celebrate this date with our brothers and sisters around the world is to reverenciate the memory of Gangan Zumba, Zumbi dos Palmares, and like Zumbi dos Palmares that fought for equality. and respect, and to reverenciate either icons of Black men and Black women that came before in the Black diaspora, that went through the fights of war, of resistance, of power, and ancestral power, so that today we would be here to write our own history, to also write our history. And it was them who were our African ancestry. The major people were responsible for our diaspora here in Brazil. Yes, we are Africa. We have history, and it needs to be respected. It needs to be reverenced. We need opportunities, equality, and our fight starts a long time ago. Our fight starts more than 500 years ago. We suffer from all the issues that come from the enslavement system, from the enslavement of the system of racism today. We suffer, but we resist, and we're able to make strides forward. Because when you mess with one person that is Black, then you mess with everyone. You mess with a quilombo. And we are a quilombo, and every day we become a stronger and stronger quilombo. And it's very important that we bless the encounter. Yes, sisterhood, resistance, and resilience. And we're talking about shifting. Talking about shifting when the world is going through a pandemic is about resignifying life. To go through the social challenges, to change our routes, to adapt to a new world, to a new society. And as women, Black women, this challenge is 100 times more. When we scream, he needs to be, he has to be stronger, he has to be more robust. Because how many of us suffered with harassment inside the house? How many Black women suffered domestic violence that's increased a lot during the pandemic? How many Black women were hoping to be able to scream and heard, to be seen throughout this time? How many of us? And through those difficulties and more, our path was also long and with many challenges. Our path was always cruel, but we're always there, resistant. How many mothers in the slave ships would tear apart their clothes to make a doll that has so much symbol, the biomes that bring the symbol of resistance and resilience, and resistant till today, fighting against racism, and prejudice, and all the forms of violence against their bodies. To, that is that oppress our melanin. We fight for our cultural manifestations, and we fight and we go on and resist. And through these difficult times is that where we find in the intersections where we can find the brothers and sisters, so we can fight on through these challenges, and we're able to build up on this brotherhood and this sisterhood and build up on this resilience. So let's reciprocate ourselves. And when you think about resistance, we need to talk about Black women who got together to fight against enslavement and to take care of their own. Uh, they needed to talk about the experience that they had in the pelourinhos, in the big houses. Mahin started talking on the beginning of Black women that have a history of resistance in our society. So we have to talk about the sisters from Partido Alto, from Irmandade da Boa Morte. The woman that here in Cachoeira, groups that were formed in the time of enslavement and started to work on selling snacks, selling foods, and were strategic on the ways of buying their own freedom, of showing routes to run away from enslavement, like the Brotherhood of Nossa Senhora da Boa Morte here in Reconcavo Baiano. And in that way, we were sowing the Coxa de Fuxico, making our ball of dialogue of and talking about resistance and resilience, to be here with two Black women that I love, Annie and Mahin. It's a great pleasure because we are women who are forged in the challenges of the day-to-day life that are imposed by the pandemic, and not just because of the pandemic, but changes that are imposed from the adversities of life that the life throws at us. And through our own experiences, we have shown resilience, and we have been resistant, and we've been able to advance. To continue, we need to expand on this conversation on the fight that has gone on for centuries, and through each other, evidencate the struggle that we have gone through for finding equity and equality. Long life to the Black Consciousness Festival, long life to Africa, long life to the African continent, long life to Reconcavo Baiano and Bahia. Thank you, sister. Long life to our capacity of to resist, and to be here perpetuating our history, our knowledge, our doings. Long life. And you, Annie?
Na conversa aí depois a gente
Want to follow you in this conversation. Then we'll exchange. Annie is from part of the samba movement, multi-manager, an artist as well, director of cinematic productions, and she did a documentary about the heirs.
It was the documentary
about your
about my
granddaughter.
grandmother.
It was about my candomblé terreiro.
And he does so many things. So let's start.
Let's go. Firstly, I would like to say that I'm really happy to be here with two great people that I admire a lot. I'd like to thank our ancestry that allows us to have meetings like these ones. So I'd like to thank the woman, the man, the spiritual man and woman that are here blessing us, guiding us, fighting for us, defending us, and allowing us to be in meetings like this. So Luísa, thank you very much. Janette, thank you very much. You are wonderful.
All of us.
You have always, you're always making us, amazing us, always singing. Anderson, I would also like to thank you. We spoke through WhatsApp, and unfortunately, we haven't had the opportunity to speak in person. But thank you very much for the invitation to be here today. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about. I'm a part of a group of samba. So my trajectory, cultural trajectory, begins within this influence of music, cultural music. Apart from my relation, my biological relation, I have other relations with my grandmother. The one that Luísa spoke about in the beginning. She's 94 years old. She's in the path, already thinking about reaching the 100th year. She is a woman that's very important, in my life and within all this work that I do. I'm going to talk about my work a little bit later, but before I need to talk about who influenced me. She's a cultural activist. She does many different cultural projects. And when she thinks about cultural projects, she always thinks about the collective. She thinks about for everyone. She thinks about how to include everyone, because somebody rather has to include people. There isn't such a thing as you can't do it, you don't know how to do it within somebody rather. We are born in samba, we're born with samba, and it's a very inclusive movement, everyone, each one of us goes and starts getting to know themselves better and know what they do within the samba. My grandmother created a group within the factory that she used to work. Used to be a cigar factory. So one of the invitations she got to participate in a festival in Cachoeiras, she actually put together this group in order to, make a tribute to the people that invited her. And the references of Samba de Roda are from Samba de Terreiro, Samba de Santo Antônio, Samba de Caboclo. Those are the references from Roda de Samba. As she brings this religious side to the group, brings her instruments, her instrument of work. She uses lots of of tables, of cigar tables. You know, that's that's her background. She used to work in a in a cigar factory. She brings the singing that she learned from her grandmother, and also the clothes that she learned from the culture of Bahia. So she unites all these elements, different elements, to enrich within the samba. The samba de roda, this way of organizing, this way of conducting it, it has this characteristic, you know. So when my grandmother used to coordinate everyone, it was a collective management, you know. Everyone has their own part to play, and from that things used to happen, you know. Later on, I created a group with kids thinking about the continuation of this culture, you know. And I was part of this group, you know, that was actually created by my grandmother. And later on, the Samba de Roda kept on growing, you know. She's one of the creators of Samba de Roda Jona Dalva and other Samba de Roda groups, and one of the main researchers within the area. In 2004, Samba de Roda de Reconcavo was recognized as a Brazilian heritage cultural event, you know. So there has been recognition, you know, from official entities, you know. There is also the respect and from other some of the robot groups and other musical groups, you know. There's a respect for this type of music, this type of dancing, this type of dressing themselves. In 2012, my grandmother became became recognized by the University of Bahia. You know, it was a title that was very important for our family because my grandmother has always worked with the collective and used her experiences to enrich the collective. She used her gift, a gift that I say that is something that's ancestral, something that comes from within, you know, because Dona Dalva, it's like Dona Dalva came to life in order to create somebody's role, in order to help evolve this. When she realizes that she needs, when she realizes that Samba de Roda is having problems with the continuation of it in the future, she starts to organize everything so that she can make sure it carries on to the next generation. And this for me is very like, you know, touchy, you know. Who knows her, whoever knows her, or whoever you are, that you have the pleasure to knowing her, you see that what she does with love, with faith and with love. And we do lots of activities to try to preserve all our work, you know. And she has built a very interesting thing that my grandma uses to say, that her Samba de Roda is graduated, you know. And then I used to ask her, why is your Samba de Roda graduated? Because in my group, there is everyone, you know, all the axé is there, you know, and there is each one here represented. And I think that's wonderful, you know, because it's part of us. She's always had values to these things, you know. And this 40, 50 years ago, you know, and it's this, you know. She's a songwriter, she's a singer. And one of her songs that I'm going to sing right now, it's a song that is considered the anthem of samba. That's called Giló. Giló was a song that my grandma wrote when she was working at the cigar factory. She was working and she hadn't left any food for our children. And one of our friends offered her giló, you know, and the friend was offering and she didn't want it. And then she said,
Ô Giló, eu plantei Giló, não pegou, a chuva caiu, rebentou, eu botei na panela, pensei que é Giló, não, Giló é brinjela, ô Giló. E aí é uma música.
It's a song that is very touching, you know, within our path because of the way it was created and everything that it symbolizes. My grandmother, with all our suffering, with all our sadness that she had at the time, and some that she still has, but everything when she was younger, everything was way harder, you know? With all that baggage, with all that suffering, with all the difficulties, with every racist thing that she suffered, she was resisting with somebody other. And that's about it, you know. Apart from my grandmother, my mother also is part of the organization, and she's been following the work of my grandmother, you know. My mother is called Naolga, and is together with my grandmother as a leader, you know, artistic leader within the group. And she touches on the points of the woman within the Roda Samba, you know. There's a song that she wrote about three spiritual entities and a man, you know. Rio Paragaçu, it's a place that is sacred for people of Axé. So this song talks about this relation.
Remador que rema canoa, olha lá, olha o balanço do mar, foi no balanço do mar, foi no balanço do mar, foi no balanço do mar que eu vi a sereia brilhar. Salve as águas doces do rio Paraguaçu, ora iê, saluva minha velha, odoiá. Então é uma música que traz.
So it's a song that talks about these references, and this song is actually on our YouTube channel. There is a clip there from Casa do Samba, Dona Dalva. Yes, Dona Dalva is actually right here at home. It's a work that I'm very proud to be carrying on, you know. And you know, it's something that we've been like building with time. You know, I love samba de roda, and right now I am in management. Let me put my grandmother here so you guys can see.
Gente, um minuto, vou passar aqui para ela.
1 second, I'm gonna give the headphones to my grandmother.
Um minuto que ela está se arrumando.
1 second, she's getting ready.
Põe aqui. Não, segura aqui. Estou pedindo a benção.
Meu pai que lhe abençoe.
Aueto!
I'd like to bless you guys. I wish all the best for you guys in life.
Roberto, my love, you're the best thing for us.
I hope I
For
wish
all
all
of
the best
us.
to you guys. Everything gets better.
This is our woman that is so young and has 94 years old. Our lady that is so wise, Vodalva. A black woman that is Sambadeira and is from the Brotherhood of Boa Morte.
Dona Dalva é a matriarca aqui, uma das
Meu pai que lhe abençoe. É
Dona
você.
Dalva is the matriarch here.
Uma honra para mim.
Pra nós.
Daí é o brinde do encontro.
Oi, gente.
Te amo, vó.
I love you. Love you, Grandma.
Okay, now, so my area within the group is as a manager right now. And within this role, I've been working a lot on how to understand, on how better to work, you know, with public financing and other ways that we can contribute to the prosperity of the group. Within this process, something that's very interesting is that since I've been in management of the group,
O grupo tem uma demanda, né? Que é a construção da casa, que é a casa do samba. E durante todo o processo, né, que eu estou acompanhando,
within the beginning, I've been able to notice a few different things, you know. The space, it's something that has changed with time, you know, something that we notice on the day-to-day, you know. It's a legacy.
Exatamente. E aí essa percepção.
So this perception, you know, while we talk to each other, we've always been talking about how we got here, you know, how we managed to get space. It's a work that's a public work, you know. It's there has been lots of research about samba in the touristic side, in the historical side, in the religious side, in the sustainability developments, we do like public work, we do research, academic research and productions. So when we notice how some people are like disrespectful, how they treat people a certain way, that's how we sit down and try to think with strategy to get around these things, you know. So we actually got a physical space, and today we're trying to mobilize so we can actually build a place to be a symbol of our fight, you know. We need to recognize, especially the politics that has been trying to destroy our culture. You know, that's something that has happened a lot and something that is real. But even though this is there, this is on our day to day, we're still here, we're still fighting, we're taking care of somebody rather, taking care of our people, forming new leading teams. So we within our group, we know where our weaknesses are, and we're working to solve our weaknesses. Even though we can't solve everything right now, we are working towards solving all our weaknesses. This is about it. That's what I wanted to say. I'm going to finalize my talk with a song. It's a song by Maria Teresa, who was a friend of my grandmother. This is the song.
Tomou, mas não teve embaraço. Todo mundo tomou, mas não teve embaraço. O embaraço que eu tive foi não ter meu dinheiro. O embaraço que eu tive foi não ter meu dinheiro para comprar uma fita para amarrar seus cabelos, para comprar uma fita para amarrar seus cabelos. É uma música, né? Maria Teresa era a avó de minha avó.
It's a song about Maria Teresa. Maria Teresa was the grandmother of my grandmother. She a song that she made, and she had lots of difficulty to create her daughter and my grandmother.
Glory to
but she
Dalva.
managed to.
Glory to Dona Dalva. Glory to the samba de roda from Dona Dalva. Glory to this resistance. Glory to Ana Manuela. Glory to us all. Thank you so much, Annie, for your presentation. She talked a lot about her grandma, but she didn't talk much about herself. That is great, and the one who will continue this great work. This is the work of resistance and existence in our contemporaneity, and it's quite shocking that we still have to go through this fight, and we need to be aware and think about Black consciousness all November 20 and all the time, because we need to be conscious about this neo-colonization, neo-enslavement, and we need to be aware and strong in our brotherhood, connected and together, so that we may overcome this. We are in a moment of pandemic, and things got more intense, and things got more challenging, not just social-wise, but in terms of surviving and thinking about changing is also thinking about ancestrality and that we've been creating and recreating for us to survive all of this. We leave the diaspora and we are descendant of the diaspora. We know that we need to adapt constantly and every day, and we need to reinvent ourselves all the time. We needed to create quilombos, brotherhoods, and be together in order to survive. And may this quilombamento, these brotherhoods, continue junto, together with the Black Consciousness Festival, continue to connect Black people from all of the diaspora, from all of around the world, so that we may strengthen our experiences, our networks, our exchanges, and then they continue to happen, and we continue to exchange our experiences. Annie, that is the one who's going to receive the role of continuing the great work of Vodalba, and she's continuing the work of her grandmother, that we may strive to continue our legacy, to exchange how to fight, how to be resilient, so that we strengthen not just us, but other people that have similar difficulty to ours that are around the world. And we need to strengthen ourselves and need to uh, collect the ways in which to do this from others. So, and is someone who learned how to do this, and she talked about this in her speech, talking about resilience, resistance, through the experience of Abamis that think that bring in the women who bring in happiness, that are creative and create mechanisms of dealing with difficulties and making having our children happy throughout this whole difficulty. I don't know if we're going to finish now, if we're going to open up for questions. I'm not sure if anyone wants to speak. Anything else? Say anything else?
We need to help the grandma samba. Precisamos ajudar o samba de Vodalva.
We need to help Grandma Samba. We need to help the Casa de Samba de Vodalva. We need to help her house of samba, because we can't let the samba die. We need to take care of Dena Doba. We need to take care of her. We need to fight together with her. We have to fight together with her needs so we can make it consolidate what Dalva's space. So she has the right of seeing her space built, to see all the graduated people that are in her Roda de Samba, and we have the obligation to ask for her, no matter the space in the world, whether in Brazil, where they're on the event of ample magnitude. We need to make use of these spaces to say it's enough. We need to respect our space. We need to respect cultural manifestations. We need to respect Dona Dalva with the Freitas as the owner of Samba de Roda of Cachoeiras. So we need to fight for her and help her, because today she can go on fighting, but she left a lot of people to continue her work. Then we already have, but we need funding help the house of Samba of Dalva. So we can't leave Godava without her space. We need to have a funding for her to continue her work.
It's a fight, my daughter. It's a fight that I want to take to leave this, to leave my legacy when I go, you know. I want to leave to everyone my happiness, to live within you guys, my legacy, you know. In my 94th, after 94 years, I want I want the people that come after me to carry on this, you know. I cry, I lose sleep over it, my worries. I want you, young people, my sisters, my daughters, my grandchildren, you know. I want you guys to carry on this legacy.
A família, a minha maior família é a de Dalva Damiana de Freitas.
The biggest family I have is the people from Samba de Roda, you know. I'd like to send a hug to everyone and God bless you, and a big hug for everyone, you know. I share it, everyone. I share. That everyone that the blessing may come upon you.
Thank you so much, Dona Dalva.
Gente, essas coisas que foram as coisas do ao vivo, né? São as coisas
We're live, so so many things happening here at the same time. There is Dona Dalva. When you go to Cachoeira, please go by the house of Samba of Dona Dalva, Casa de Samba Dona Dalva. The figure that is maintaining this project alive. And we are here fighting on to keep this cultural manifestation. We're building. This is a fight, not just from Cachoeira, not just from Astri, but for whole Black people around the world. And the legacy, everyone that is Black knows the challenges we go through to maintain our work, our life. And to have this connection, through the connection of this festival we don't know who's watching this right now. We don't know who we're impacting, or the people who are watching now, or the people watching later. We know that we are building a connection here. I would like to thank for this space in name of Annie, in name of Ndembu, in name of Annie, in name of Casa of Dalva.
Nana sobosi seleji, Nana sobosi seleji, agepa, ageman, totoroche, Nana sobosi seleji, agepalo nan. Salve Geginago, salve Dona Dalva Damiana.
Glory to Geginago, glory to Samba de Roda de Cachoeira. Glory to the Black Consciousness Festival, and glory to Zambi.
Agepa, ageman, totoroche, Nana sobosi seleji, agepalo nan. Ai, alode, Nana Jalci. Ai, alode, Nana Jalci. Essa
This one is for you, Grandma.
de nanã que já si, alô de nanã que já se dó, alô de nanã que já si, alô de nanã que já se dó, alô de nanã só posso se eleger, nanã só posso se eleger. Desavodava.
Blessing, blessing Vodalva.
I would like to bless you guys, that I hope that my legacy can carry on.
Que não há pau que passe pau, mas vai sim. Vai
com
sim.
vocês, nas minhas alegrias, porque é um momento.
I count on you guys, I count on you guys to carry on my legacy. The legacy that I leave to you guys. I hope that God can help me. Hope I can help me. I hope you guys can give me strength and bring me up.
A gente encerra aqui nosso momento, nossa roda.
So we're ending now our conversation, our circle. And the logistics here.
Guys, this was so good. Everything worked. I'd like to thank everyone, the opportunity to be here today. I'd like to say that for me, it's been an honor to be with our people, So Luísa, thank you very much. Thank you. That our spiritual guides can protect and bless you. Janette, my sister, lots of Ashe, lots of light for you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your energy. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Anderson, thank you very much. Lots of Ashe for you. I'd like to thank to end with my daughter, with my grandmother, and ask her to sing a song. I would like to thank everyone, the work that we've been doing. It's been really hard, We've been working hard, and it's something that no one has told us, go do that work. It's something that is hard, something that we have to raise our hands and go fight every day. If we were to stop and wait for someone to give us permission to do things, we wouldn't exist. This is our fight, and it's something that we work every day and try to make connections with other people, and always so I'd like to give it to my grandmother to sing a bit for us.
Graças a Deus que as coisas melhorou, as festas de cachoeira todas elas levantou. Graças a Deus que as coisas melhorou, as festas de cachoeira todas elas levantou. Foi chegado o patrimônio consertando o bangalô, me entrega de volta. Estou com emoção na pele, de alegria, gratidão que vocês me dão. Essa é uma coisa que vocês me dão, de amor, que eu sei que vocês têm carinho por mim. E eu agradeço muito a Deus. E o dono das palhas, e as águas doces, salgadas e salobas, que tome conta de vocês.
Auito. Achei.
Então, encerramos aqui com Dona Dalva, desejando paz e bênçãos para todos.
And we're ending here with Dona Dalva asking for peace and for health and for all of us.